What we have here is my controller that I'm working on. It's a hydroponic controller from a couple of videos back. This is version, I guess you can classify version 2, considering it's in a completely new box and it has additional 4 output relays. The scenario that I have in front of you now is basically I need to try and figure out where in the world I want to put this watchdog timer. I got it all from Amazon, and it was cheap, and to be honest actually it came broken. This capacitor had been dislodged. I made a very bandulu attempt to try and solder it on right there and there, so we'll see. Also I need to get the wiring diagram just to confirm what these pins are. I suspect this pin is a reset trigger for this timer. This pin is the other reset trigger for this timer or output, and then we have power, and I guess these are the 2 inputs. I'll bring up the wire diagram for it, but anyways, the main point of this video is really trying to figure out where in the world am I going to put it. And so far, from overall, from what I've seen, I think the best place that can fit it is right here. Yeah, as you can see, I only have the Mega in here, but there's actually supposed to be an Ethernet card which I have plugged in over here. A little side experiment I was doing, but I'm not really gonna get into that. So we're gonna stick that on top of there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we'll take it from there. Alright, so I'm gonna set this thing to time lapse, and you guys are gonna see me fighting around to actually mount this on. It's gonna be interesting to see. I believe I have a wiring issue. Here is the 2 IC communication for here, which is in parallel with here, but there's nothing to get from here to down there, so this really needs to go pluggy down there. Real world problems. I don't claim to be perfect, only human, and I've now demonstrated my humanity. Alright, I'm gonna pause the video and correct this mess so you guys don't have to see this all over again. Well, it's put together, and when I say put together, it's just put together. I haven't actually gone through and debugged my wiring inside, and I am not powering this up until I do that, so just for safety. So I won't be doing any menu demonstrations here, but I'm just going to discuss some of the changes that I've done from version 1 to this version now. So at the beginning of the video you saw me installing the watchdog timer. The watchdog timer was installed because due to an issue with the Mega and the Ethernet card here, on the first power up, as in if you plugged it out and plug it in, it locks up. and I couldn't find, well, I saw some software ideas to try and fix that, but you know, I didn't trust my coding, and I felt that by having an external hardware watchdog to reset my coding on the random chance it might lock up, aside from that one-time startup problem, I said, hey, that's a good safety. And like I said earlier, the watchdog timer wasn't so bad, and I think the safety of having it outweighed the cost. So, right, as I was saying before, between the Mega and that Ethernet card, on the first power up, it literally locks up and you end up having to press the reset button. That installed watchdog timer fixes that. Yeah. And if the software should lock up for any other reason, the timer fixes that, because it is going to be talking on the network. And while I haven't properly developed that, there is a chance that what happens within the Ethernet software can literally humbug the whole system and it locks down. So yeah, the next thing that I've added is I've replaced the little analog joystick. Well, I mean, it was really nice having it in there. I'm not gonna lie, it did feel nice using the stick to navigate through the menu and so forth. One of my concerns was that this is a controller, it will be near water, and there is a chance there may be a bit of splashing or a bit of humidity or mist that might come through and come in contact with this. And having this sticking out with a hole around it kind of gave a good opportunity for water to get in. Now, obviously there's a big hole right here, but that can be fixed with a bit of clear plastic. And so that is why I've replaced this with that. Now this is a little bit more water resistant than this, but I hate how I install this. This is what happens when it gets late in the night and you're tired but you want to reach a point. I have to reach a point before I give up on any project. And while that is a great, you know, how can I say, that's a noble idea that, you know, you're not going to leave anything half-assed or just hanging there, and you must reach a point to before you give up or move on. Sometimes you start cutting corners to reach that point, which kills the nobility of wanting to reach that point, and you end up with that. So fortunately it's hot glue and I will tear this off. And what I'm thinking is that the clear plastic that I'm going to use, haha, I didn't try to say the word again. The clear plastic that I'm going to use to cover here will then also incorporate this and make it look a bit more professional. And I'm going to see if I can do some sort of inking or spray painting to hide my horrible corners here and make it look all fancy. Alright, moving on. So at the bottom of it here, so what I've done is that I've put two output relays, independent relays, on each pin here. So I mentioned that there are 8 of them, so the 8 of them are spanned out between these 4. Now the 2 relays do share a common, which goes through this fuse. So live comes in, goes through the fuse, and then each relay will control a live power out. Same can be said for these. Now if my memory serves me well, this is pH up and down. This is the ORP and the dissolved oxygen control relays, and these two is that other 2 relays that I have on the unit. Can't remember what I'm going to use those 2 relays for, but it will come back to me. But the fact is, they're there. Alright, after that we have, if I remember correctly, this is a digital input. Yeah, no, this is a digital input for like level sensing, like a level switch or some form of micro switch out there for whatever sensor I want to monitor. And because it's the input, it needs a live power out to go to those dry contacts to come back in. So since it's live power, fuse. Right here is the temperature sensor, and these are actually digital temperature sensors. So there's a live and ground that goes out, and then each digital sensor will be landed on a pin in here, which I believe there are 4 of them. Alright, live power, more fuses. Here is the humidity, which fortunately, air temperature and humidity. So these temperatures are going to be for water. This one is going to be air, which I'm going to use a digital one. You know what? Let's do an unboxing. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I'm unboxing a temperature, air temperature and humidity probe. So again, this needs live and ground, and then the digital signal comes in. Again, where was I? Yes, right here. So again, right here we'll be taking, I believe, 3 of them. So live out, fused. And now in terms of expansion, because there may be times where I want to control a different pond, and instead of having to rebuild another one of this, I can build like a remote sensor or relay board, all of it controlled over our IC2, which, you know, probably my spare Uno over here might end up being that. So the IC2 communication port will be here along with power and ground, therefore a fuse. Now going inside. Alright, so we have the real-time clock, we have our display, we have the inputs or outputs from the keypad going here. As you can see, it covers the whole. Let me get something to point with. There we have our watchdog timer, our power source, the 2 relay boards, and USB Ethernet all snaked in down there. And as you can see, I've extended the sensor connections to outside, and yes, that's the system. Now, like I said, I haven't powered it up because I want to ensure that all of this rat nets of a wire, especially these, are connected right, especially the power. So I'm gonna connect up my meter and then pin these out or beep it out on the meter just to make sure they're going where they need to be going. After which I'll energize and start reprogramming, because the coding in this Mega still has the old coding from version 1, so now I need to update it to version 2. So in summary, pretty happy with how it came out. It looks neat, pretty clean, and the only thing is that nastiness there, but it's a work in progress and I have a solution for it. So when I get the parts to take care of that, count on it, I'll make another video. And I do want to do a video explaining the coding and go through each of my modules, functions, and how it all comes together, because while I do have a forum, my grammar sucks, my typing sucks. So the best way I can really share this information is actually just talk you through it and go through the coding and let you get a peep into the madness that is me. So yeah, in time I will make that video and post it here, and we'll continue with this project.